My friends, one exercise that I found that, we did this exercise. That's what makes me laugh, actually. When I see these guys that don't have any history of bodybuilding, don't know the philosophy, don't understand the feeling and the growing and understand what you're talking about, instead of talking about something they read or something that they heard, but nothing that they experienced. Now, we used to do, and you know what's funny thing? It's something grand about growing with something than starting way after it's grown and then try to pick up on it because you can't. It's a feeling that comes from experience, observation, and experimentation. And I was talking to my good friend Marvin, and we were talking about how we used to do the burnout. And he said, "You remember we used to do we call it the trisets?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't think I ever talked about it." Now, the sets are really a tough way of work the arms. You do a set of curls, you do a set of tricep, then you do another set of curls, and that's one set. It's one set. Then you reverse it, you do a set of tricep, a set of curls, a set of tricep. That's two sets. Then you do a set of curls, a set of tricep, and then a set of curls. Now, no rest. That's three sets. Now, remember now, there's no rest now. It's not where you do it and then you, of course, once you do the three, you take a breather. But there's no rest in doing the bicep. You go right immediately to a tricep exercise, tricep curls, or whatever you want to do. Then you go back to the bicep. Then you rest. And let me tell you, my friend, if you're in any kind of shape, those arms will feel like they're bursting because you're concentrating, you're not allowing it to escape. All the nutrition, all the vitality goes into the muscle because you're working it to its maximum. You're keeping the blood centered. Like some guys would do their biceps and then they do their triceps after three or four other exercises. But we call it the trisets. And you know something? We did that over 60 years ago, 65 years ago. We were doing that. And you know, we grew into it. That's the difference in now. And I know how you young guys, that's why I empathize so much with the young guys, because I know how that mind works. You want it now. I remember when I was 17, 18, 19, I felt omnipotent. I felt I could conquer the world and do anything. I can do 100 sets. You know, of course you could, but I felt that I could do that. But you try this one, my friends. We call it the trisets. And it's different from the supersets. You know, the triset is much different. But it's not much different, but it's in the same vein. But we call it the trisets. And sometimes we would do four instead of three. In other words, we'd do a set of curls, a set of tricep, then another set of curls, then another set of tricep. You know, we were always experiencing just how much you could take. And that was the fun of experimentation because there was no Leroy's around then. There was nobody to say, try this. We had to try it ourselves. We invent a lot of these things you see now, these guys coming like they know what they're talking about. They heard or read it. They don't know. They don't have no feeling with that. Because it takes years to develop that. You don't develop that kind of intuitive concentration unless you consume by it and as you grow with it. And we had nobody to influence us to do anything different. We didn't have guys out there with fantastic bodies telling us and that we can look as role models. There were none. Very few guys were well built in those days. Very few, you know. But when they say the old school, it sort of get me. There's no old school. Believe me. It's just guys that are trying to ride on what they call, make you think it's new because you're new into bodybuilding. A lot of guys are introduced into this. They knew. They don't know. I mean, how can you expect them to know? But I tell you one thing, I wish it was a Leroy around, or Marvin, or any of those guys when we started. Boy, we could have saved a lot of time. But I tell you, I'm glad it wasn't, because we experienced the growth and the experimentation and the application, which was so much fun. It was all a mystery. How do you do this? What should we do? And we didn't know. We didn't know why things worked. We didn't know why certain foods we ate. We never knew why steak. We felt better eating steak than chicken, because it's creatine. We never heard of creatine. But in any case, my friends, I just wanted to tell you about the triceps. Now, of course, you could do it. You don't have to do this try. We call it try because we did it, um, that way. But sometimes we did four, but back and forth before you rest. That's what we did, And I just wanted to let you fellas know that that's another incident of a different way of training. But you know what it came down to, really steady training? Just two exercises. That's all. That's all we did. That's all most of us did. But we experimented. It was exciting. But you can't do that on an ongoing basis. It's got to be something just to give your body and your mind everything that boost. But you go back to that your routine, and everybody has a different routine. To be continued, my friends.